Please ignore the slight scoff as I say hello to people before I start stream. I gotta keep my streaks. Guys. Very important. Very important. Yeah. What a 4 days, right? I think because last I streamed, it was Monday, and I was like, oh, I'll play an old retro game of mine. It'll be fun, right? It'll be great. Oh, hi Ed. How many idiot aliens are taking my office? No, can't has it. You get to, well, what kind of, are we talking like Attack from Mars or like what? You gotta give me specifics, Ed. You gotta give me specifics, all right? You know, we're talking like aliens like movies 1 through 3, then I'm not helping with that. I don't like those. But yeah, no, Monday was enjoying the Kai Kingdom, and then like I got a bit of like positives with like, oh, Zen has a new model and it's Disgaea themed, and anything Disgaea themed I'm all for, you know? Can't imagine why. And then Tuesday night there's like a little rumbling of stocks not going to OnKey, which I'm immediately was like, that was part of the reason I want to go, you know, but like I'm still gonna help because I want to help the con. And then literally Wednesday, as I'm taking my students for their field trip to a amusement park, phone just blows up and it's constant. And then Thursday we're having like step ups and graduations, and so like I am stressed. I'm in my own brain, and like it took me like most of yesterday to kind of chill out and be like, okay, I know I need to talk about this stuff before it gets to me, right? I need to talk about this like before I kind of like get overwhelmed, because there's a lot for me to say, because on this stream, right? On this stream, I've talked about OnKey a lot because, you know, we like I'm jumping in the middle of stuff, and I kind of need to start from the beginning of that. No bad, I'm supposed to be in your brain. Nope, too bad. Too bad, Ed. Too bad. So here's what I'm gonna do here. Let me make sure stuff's all set. So we're gonna spend a lot of time here in the office, right? I put like some new backdrop in there. I do like that I can just edit whatever I put in there. But I did post yesterday that I was going to plan to talk about like OnKey stuff, because it's generally stuff that I want to talk about, but I feel like I need to first say, like, this is not me like, dang them and, you know, rawr, how dare, you know, it's not, you know, defending either. This is from someone who is local, who has been wanting to be part of staff and helping with their cosplay end since they announced last year. Hi hon, background noise is a bit loud, but otherwise cool addition. Is there background noise, or is it just the music? Because I have, oh, thank you, love. It decided it was going to add noise when I added the video and not tell me. Thank you, love. They are literally sitting behind me. Thank you. All right, let me start over then. I realized I needed to talk about this in a very specific way, because I don't want to dogpile. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be angry, but I also don't want to defend. I want to come at this from someone with over a decade of experience being a staffer, a coordinator, a host, an admin, occasional chair of conventions in the area since about 2015. Really more so 2016, but 2014, 15 is when I kind of started just doing little staff stuff outside of just my small little local con. And really just if you've been to an anime convention in New England over the past decade, either you've seen me or you've seen an event that I've most likely put on. Especially if it's cosplay. Anything, like I've done things for Masquerade, death matches and chesses and dating games. I've helped I've helped with photo shoots. I've helped small cons more than anything. And I generally put myself out there to help, because when I started going to conventions, from being, in the middle of nowhere, to my first convention being Otakon back in like early aughts, like that was a game changer, and I had way too much fun, and I want to make sure that I give that experience to new generations of nerds and geeks, and enjoying those conventions and making sure they have fun and they feel safe. And that's something I've always strived to do. So when there's a new con, I want to help it. And I have years of experience with that. And that is above my VTubing activities, right? Because first and foremost, I'm a teacher. Secondly, I am a convention organizer and coordinator and all that. And third is the VTubing. VTubing is a hobby. It is never going to be more than, what it is. I tell myself, if I ever get popular, I'll know to stop if I ever get to a point where I don't thank a follower for following, right? Like, that's too much. That's too much for me. That's already too much. I don't want to get partner. I don't want to get big. I want to do my thing. I want 5 or 6 people to watch as I play my little JRPGs and as I beat them all at Fall Guys. That's it. So I'm not coming to this from any sort of ego or clout chase or anything like that. I'll tell you the ending now. In that I want this convention to do well. I think it needs to wait another year and to like cook in the kitchen. And I still want to help them. I want them to help, but I would also be remiss if I didn't say what the past years have been like, where I find there's positives and negatives and things that need to be kind of not addressed, but approached. I'll play RPGs and smear us all at Fall Guys, really. I've beaten everyone in Fall Guys. Even you. Even if you don't think I have. Even if you don't think so. Were you part of a Lars tournament? Then yes, I did. 99.9% of you, I did. But that aside, so I'll give you like a bit more of my background, so like kind of a why should we listen to you on this, right? So again, over a decade. Doesn't play Fall Guys, so nice try. I still beat you at Fall Guys then. Yeah, so as I've said, like staff, coordinator, host, admin, chair, different conventions that I have worked at or I do still work at are ones like Anime Boston, Kineticon, PortCon Maine, AAC, otherwise known as Another Anime Con, Pop Cult, Rest Its Soul, PAX East, Queen City Kamikaze. There's a horde of other small cons that I've helped. Like, one of my favorites was a small free con with maybe 100 total people over 2 days, held for free, like in a library in a small like town in New England. And I will work the whole weekend. I'll pay for a hotel and I'll stay there and help them out because I enjoy doing that. The one of the ones I just said, Queen City Kamikaze, that was held in Manchester, New Hampshire, in a high school, like for a day. And they would regularly get about 250 people. It was great. There's a lot of passion in those communities. PAX East, BB, who's in chat right now, and a couple of our friends, we ran VTubing panels at PAX East for a couple years. So we've done a lot. We had like this community, this area, this New England area. This is my turf, right? And even if I don't go to all the conventions anymore, I still work as many as I can. I'm a teacher. It permits me free weekends, but sometimes scheduling just does not work. I will never make it to Colossal East again because that's the beginning of the school year. MagFest, same thing. After Christmas break, no, they don't like me taking days off. But yeah, and I just ask, I pinned it. I just want people to be respectful as we talk about it. And I want to first address, if you're upset by everything that came out, the feelings like that, like it's going to close, the feeling of loss of, it not happening to the extent that it was, the kind of feelings of betrayal and stuff like that. You're allowed, like you are 100% allowed to feel that way. It is fair. Like I mentioned before, we've had a lot of conventions close, like the past 5-6 years, and we've lost a lot of kind of that social outlet that a lot of us enjoy. Even small events have had to close, and I don't even mean cons. I mean like small event, like 3 to 4 hour events. People just can't run them anymore. The most recent example would be Pop Cult, which was a convention that was very loved. It was very community focused, and the people would work it. Like they loved doing that, but money wise, it just became too much, and they just could not afford to keep running it. Which was very, very sad. And like I was very honored to be allowed to be on the staff for their masquerade, to be their host for the masquerade, the last one. But it, it's sad. It's kind of what we're in. So when we hear of a new convention, very exciting. It is very exciting news. It does not matter if it's anime, VTube, or whatever. If new convention, very exciting news. So I will start with kind of a timeline. I might jump around a bit because while I do public speaking, there's a bit more like I'm more host, and that means I'm more of someone who makes other people look better, introducing other people, making them amazing. So it's just talking about me, myself, and other things that not as skilled, but I'll do what I can. But anyway, we'll go to the very beginning. First announcement. Hey, there's a new convention. This is like, I believe, beginning of July. So we're approaching a year into their first announcement. Hey, there's going to be a new convention. Here's the information that we have. It's going to be sometime like, they announced, I think, the con first. I have a timeline I wrote down. Con first, and then they gave a venue and a date a month later. So we didn't know where. They just said it was going to be in the Boston area. And that was all we heard for, I think, 2 weeks. And in that time, I did get on their website and I applied for staff and volunteer. Mind you, I did not ever hear back from that first application. And the form was just one single form. It was not separated. It was staff/volunteer. So I put in all my experience. I did not talk about or promote the VTubing side that I do because this is a convention. There's a cosplay area. I'm going to focus on the cosplay area. That's what I do. So I applied. I did not hear back. And we get to saying that guest applications have closed 2 or 3 weeks later. Okay, cool. They must have gotten a lot of applications. I then looked on the Discord for, hey, when are we going to hear back about the different applications, like the volunteer one, the staff one. And I'm thinking, mind you, I'm not looking at their website too in depth. I apply and I'm seeing this as a convention. I'm not thinking of this as a for-profit. New England, we have, I think, like 2 for-profits, which is like PAX East, and like there's another Comic-Con. Everything else up here is nonprofit. Anime Boss is nonprofit. Aresia is nonprofit. All the other big conventions up here are nonprofits. So when you say staff, that is the staff. That is the people working the convention. Volunteer is entirely different. Volunteer is you show up and we will give you a vest. Like if you've ever gone to AB, they have like orange vests, and they're just kind of directed to help line managements or seating or whatever. They're just pointed in directions to go or to make runs for things. They don't really have a department outside of volunteer. So when I am applying, I see staff, volunteer, and I see the different departments. I'm thinking, oh, this is applying for staff, right? So that's what I do. And let me find I saved some pictures for me to make sure I don't get things incorrect. And it wasn't until about because I didn't hear after a while, right? and says like September 5th, someone actually does ask, hey, when are we going to hear about staff and volunteer, right? And they said that they were not, at this time, under this staff volunteer form, they were just looking for volunteers, that they are not accepting staff, which seemed weird. They said that they were primarily all set with staff. Let's see. I know the wording's a little confused. Where is it? We're a little confusing, but in general, we're only looking for volunteers right now and do not have plans to expand the staff. There might always be exceptions, which sounds weird just from someone who has worked conventions, in that there's never a follow-up reply. And when you apply for a convention, you're applying initially for staff, usually, because as someone who's staffed regularly, that means, okay, that usually gets a hotel room comped. Usually get, like, in general, right? There could be differences that we need to be told, but mind you, none of this has been told yet. This is my assumptions at the time. It's like, okay, they'll probably comp my badge and comp hotel room if I am accepted as staff and I put in so many hours before and during and after the event. And so I see, oh, we're looking for volunteers. And I'm not reading volunteers as people to work different departments. I'm thinking of Anime Boston, where there's orange vests and they're looking to, like, the point in the different directions to help work. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, maybe I'll apply again. But like, I'm a little disheartened, but whatever. Like, I'll keep my ear to the pavement and I'll see if there's an opening in that staff. And I do, like, at this, I'm still reaching out during this time. There is someone who's regularly interacting on their Twitch with different art, because people look for mascot designs. There's a social media manager who's like in like a knight helmet, who's like making like little memes and stuff. It's interactive. And thank goodness, and we'll get to why, thank goodness I was looking at the Twitter, not Instagram. But I'm looking at the Twitter and it's really active. The guy's interacting with people, replying to tweets, very much what you want from someone who's working kind of like that PR and, media managing, all that, all that fun, funky stuff that I do not do well myself. So this goes on for a while, and like, I'm going through my convention circuit at this point. We've had Pop Cult already, we've had Kineticon, we've had AAC, where I might have gotten some brain injury, don't know. We've got some small events going on, and I'm still not hearing anything from OnKey. I've mentioned it to a few people, but no one locally has any idea what I'm talking about, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is. So, okay, so no one else around knows what it is. Even like some of the VTubers I am friends with aren't as aware. And I have to tell them all about it. So we fast forward to about January, and I'm like, I'll try applying again, right? Because the forum is still up, and like, maybe it got lost. I never got an email back. So I apply again, same information. I can't remember if I mentioned the VTubing side that I do, but I put in all my convention experience. And I do get an email that my app was received this time. So, okay, so they got the second email or a second application. That's fine. But after that, I still don't get any word. And, it's not something I can spend a lot of time like attending to, because like, okay, this is a busy time as a teacher. This is also like, I've got to get ready for both PAX East and I've got to get ready for AB. So as we're approaching, mind you, like they're still regularly posting partnerships and different VTubers and groups that are going to be joining them. And there are a number there that I'm excited to see, that I would want to see. Alaris, like, said they're going to be there. Phoenix, who keeps ducking me for Fall Guys. Big Nose, Big Nose Bugs announced in that time frame. My model sibling Wild Spice is announced in that time frame. Red Claw is announced in that time frame. I can't remember if Socks was announced yet at that point. Can't remember if I had it. Oh, I couldn't. That's right. I couldn't find I could not find when they got accepted because after they dropped, that post was removed. So I can't remember when that was posted. But we're approaching AB and these are all posted. And I know that they went to AWA, like Atlanta, weekend anime, which is a con I've never gone to. I hear about, but like I'm New England. That is different from like you say East Coast. There's really kind of like Southern East Coast and Northern East Coast, and like most of us really go as far south as like Katsu's and Otacons and stuff. Like if you feel like it one year, maybe you'll go to Dragon Con, maybe you'll go to Holiday Mat, but that's about it. So, but we know that they went to AWA, so they're approaching the fact that they're doing AB. Wow, my neck just stretched up there, didn't it? So aware that they're doing AB, and I see, and here I'm going to talk about what I saw, and then this is like one of the first kind of tells that there's an issue, or that these people, like, maybe they need some more guidance at a con, and I'll explain why. So Anime Boston has Community Row. Community Row is primarily for conventions. They do have like a first floor and a second floor of Community Row. The second floor is more for like the different organizations and groups. So like the Japan department, or like, hey, you want to go for a semester overseas, or like the Japan fest that happens at like the Boston Park. Those sorts of events, where the first floor is conventions. So there's like a retro con that like I'm doing a first year of this summer. There's like a couple from Maine. There's some from New Hampshire. Like all those conventions are on that first floor, including OnKey. And OnKey's table, if I save the picture like I should have, if I'm a smart boy. Am I a smart boy? We're gonna find out here real quick. Yes, I am a smart boy. Okay. So actually, you know what? Let me pull this up for you guys so you know what I'm looking at. I want image. AB table. On a brow. We want in save pictures. Save pictures. Do. Or we don't, because I don't see it in there. Screenshots. Wow, you do not want to show the picture. That's sort of lame. You know what we'll do instead? We'll do a display thingy. I have it on my other screen. Play capture. This one. There we go. There we go. All right. Hi, Ashen. All right. So here's the picture. Now this is the picture that they posted before the con. And even just seeing this, like, there are three things that strike me immediately about this picture that I kind of took, like, I was a little worried. But like, mind you, this is worry that, I'm seeing a first year convention that like need some help with how they approach, right? So what do I mean? First off, I can tell that they have not done their AB research. So if you went to the table, you might not have seen this part right here. You cannot sell merch at a community table. They do that so people don't just get a community table and then sell at a premium spot in the hallway instead of a table in the vendor's room, because that would be very, very bad. Now you probably saw like the acrylic stands and a bunch of the other stuff there and wondering, well, why can't I buy it? Well, that's why. AB does not allow you to sell merch. You can sell, quote unquote, sell like pre-reg and stuff for your convention. You can do that. That's in like the Pro rules. But it says, it's very clearly defined, you cannot sell merch. That first tells me that they may not have read the fine print of the con. Like they even had it set up for AB. In a second, looking here and looking around, if you're just walking by and you see, join us OnKey Expo, da-da-da. Here's OnKey Expo, da-da-da. Here's these mascots. Unless you actually walk up and reread the flyer, you would have no idea it's a VTuberCon. I was telling people about like the first VTuberCon, they had no idea which table I was talking about at all, because there's no reason for you to think it's a VTuberCon. It looks like just another con. There's nothing differentiating it with the rest of the row. It is the new kid on the block, so it needs to pop, right? And the third part, which it's more the fact that it's a missed opportunity. You can get away with not having it say VTuber convention on there. You can get away with that. Not advised, but you can get away with it. And the way you would do that would be, where are the guests? By this point, you guys have so many guests and sponsors, and they have an easy win in this regard. So other conventions, I'm going to actually pose this here. I proved the point with that. Other conventions have a either they've been around for a while, so people know, and they can show pictures of previous conventions at their table in their flyers. AAC does that quite often, and sometimes they'll promote guests. And with those guests, say if it was say Alejandro Saab or Sayu, right? They'd show a picture of Alejandro. They might have a picture of his character Sayu next to him and a bunch of characters that he's played. Same with like, say, Steve Bloom or, any other VA, any other director or whatnot. They would have it right there. The VTubing angle of it, though, you don't have to have a large, expansive explainer of your guests, because you have to explain who these VAs are to some people, because they might be a huge fan of Ghost in Shell, but they might not have any idea who any of the VAs, like, what their names are. They might not. But if you say, hey, this person voiced the major, they'll be like, oh, I gotta go get their signature then, right? VTubing, it's such a cheat code because you just have to put their model and say their model's name. That's all you had to do. Like, AB had Iron Mouse the year prior. You just put, here's Iron Mouse, boom, picture. That's the promotion. So OnKey having so many VTubing guests and not showing any visual of their guest list is such a missed opportunity. And like, it felt like there wasn't foresight put into like how they were going to properly advertise to like the different conventions, different locals. Because I think, and this is guesstimation based on their AWA panel, because they post a picture of that as well. Their AWA panel, they had the merch, and they also had, I'm pretty sure it was Pin, kind of streaming from the table, which is, it's a wonderful way to kind of promote the convention, right? Like, have a VTuber there to interact with and be like, hey, and like, even if you like don't know it's a VTuber con, you have the VTuber there and she's talking to people, and if she talks, like 10 people around the person she's talking to are going to hear that. And it's very visually striking. My guess is they were hoping to do that, but at AB, there's no guaranteed outlet for Community Row because it is literally in the hallway. It is really kind of like either be lucky or like bring your own kind of power source just in case, like a portable thing. There was the RetroCon I mentioned. They had a small tube TV that was there, kind of like running. It was like one of the only cons there or in the community row that was using anything powered, which is very striking. So I can see maybe they were hoping to do that, but that was couldn't be viable. They had a banner, very good. Not many cons actually do have a back banner, so they had a positive. But the easy home run would have been showing the guests and sponsors and whatnot, and that would have easily brought people over. Easily. But unless you were looking for it, unless you were going through every single table, I don't see many people stopping to talk. I can give more info on this, but won't say anything if you don't want me to. Actually, no. Go for it, Kaya. Give me like if you have more info, like please. Like I'm 100% for like more info. Also, did I remember to put the new? Yeah, okay, new chat started. Yes. Yeah, no, go for it. Like I'll wait whatever info you have on that. Because I don't want to move on to a different topic, otherwise. Because again, I'm not here to dogpile or call, like shake my finger, like I want to help, but part of that is being critical. But if you have more info, yes, go for it. I will also note I did see that they were only there Friday and Saturday. I don't know when they left Saturday. I just know it was after I was done my last shift and I went by the table again and they were no longer there. And then Sunday, they were no longer there. And if the worry is like, oh, there's not many people here on Sunday, we don't have to worry about it. For bigger cons, like an AB, that is the wrong mentality. That is the wrong mental. AB, I joke, is my most least social con because everyone is there, but everyone has a very specific schedule for all the events they're part of. So like there's some people who don't get to go in the vendor's room until Sunday or don't get to walk around until Sunday because they have photo shoots, they have masquerade all Saturday, they have different cosplay events and whatnot. So like you want to be there Sunday. You're going to catch people that have not had a chance to even be in that first floor hallway yet. Going to be for the last minute thing I'll try words again. Going to AB was a last minute thing for them, like super last minute. As let the person running the booth say, stay with me. That would be, I think, Nightcap, right? I think that's because I know I talked to them later too. It was super unplanned and I had a few words with him about the con. Good, which is great. My concern on top of that though, I was worried as I'm a sponsor for them and the way they ran the table. So my concern, and thank you for sharing. My concern is if that was a last minute plan, that one of the things I took away from that and the fact that not many of my friends know about it, was that there was very little look to appeal to the local area. I hate to put it this way. It's the closest way I can come up to it. And I blame my partner's brain rot for Gordon Ramsay. The first episode of Hotel Hell, there is a owner that talks about how he wants to bring in all these tourists and all these rich people from outside, but they don't want to bother with the locals. For a convention, no matter how, yes, I see you, Han, haha. For any sort of convention, you need to appeal to locals. When I talk, because I talked to Nightcap later, and I'll get to that when I did the interview to be a volunteer. I started mentioning a bunch of conventions and they're writing them down. Going and promoting yourself at other events should be part of the plan. It should be part of the original plan. Even if, and I don't, I'm looking at my model. I don't use the V-Bridger, still new to me. And I notice he's not showing as many emotions. Sorry, side tangent. Even if AB was a last minute plan. They should still have conventions as part of their plan in general, especially for the local community. They should be showing up at conventions like Kineticon, at conventions like AEC, going down to KatsuCon, going to PAX East. They weren't at PAX East. There was VTuber meetups held by Twitch. There's a community VTuber meetup. There's Twitch community meetup. Like me and Queenie and a bunch of us ran VTuber panels. VTubing is integrating with that PAX community because the PAX community is also integrating with Twitch. It's just a thing. It is a thing, and it's there and it exists. So the fact that you weren't there, it's like they should have been trying to promote as much as possible. They should have been advertising to the local community. I don't think. No. There's one person who knew about OnKey when I brought it up to them, and that was BB. And that was only because BB has a friend that like was going to like do OnKey. I'm not going to go any further than that. But like, and even that was like hesitancy on their part. Everyone else had no idea because there was no local like advertising. Yeah, pre-reg up until a few months ago with the con this November. Like here's like that much I can maybe excuse. And most cons now, like they do it like the next day or the week after or whatever for pre-reg, and hotels will come down the line, right? For their first convention, like I can see, I want to give leniency where it seems viable. So pre-reg, like if people are interested, they're waiting for it, and it's not like pre-reg was just dropped. They did a countdown, and they promoted it on their social media. That, hey, pre-reg is here, and yeah, day one, I'll 100% cop. I got a VIP badge, even while I was trying to get volunteer, because I didn't know what volunteer entailed and what what was going to be permitted to me, and I was going to be fucked if I was going to allow me to not at least meet and thank Yomi in person. All right, because they said, hey, I'll be there. Just I'll sign the plushes if they're there, and that was enough for me to be like, no, I want to thank them. They helped me. They helped us with the PAX panel, the other year, and I want to thank them in person. And that was enough for me to get the VIP badge. Because I'm at a point where, professionally I can spend that extra money, and, it's perfectly fine. It was literally just, do I want to spend extra money just to make sure I can say hello and thank you? Yes, I do. That's all I wanted to do. So like, I can give some leniency there. Should it have been sooner so they can get better numbers? Yes, they should have. That time is very necessary for people to figure out if they can get time off, if they can afford it, what the prices are going to be. Like you do need that time, but I'll give some leniency for first year. Like, and there's very few areas I'm going to give that first year leniency to, but that is one. But yes, it should have been up way before that. So where I was at with AB, right? So they weren't there Sunday, completely missed opportunity. Should have been there Sunday. You're going to catch people that don't know, and they should have been advertising at other conventions. That is just, they should have been advertising just in general to the locals, but they weren't. Now soon after that, I did get like a message back because I did talk to Knights Cap specifically, who was the one running the table, and I know they'd taken on a project manager 4 months ago. I know they've since stepped down. And I want to be clear, Knights Cap took on a lot. They did a lot more than I feel like I saw them everywhere for like those next couple months, because they were participating in OnKey's live streams. I think they were doing the interviews too. He did, yeah. He did the interview with me to be a volunteer. I'm sure he did all the others. Like, he did a lot. And I feel like he needed more credit for all that he did do. And like him stepping down, like I if anything, I want more love sent to him. Okay. Because for a while he was the face of OnKey. And it was like completely out of love. And like he worked his ass off from all I can tell. And like he like I got the email back. Mind you, like I was told that they found my application because I talked to him in person about it. They found it, but it was still until like May 31st that I got sent an email like, okay, you've been accepted as a volunteer. That was about nearly 2 months after AB. And nearly like 5 months since I sent in the application originally. Or the second application. And I was asked to do a calendar app, like scheduling thing for like, when can you do an interview? So I did the interview, and it was to do like, you know, for what positions and what duties you can expect in those positions. And I did the interview, and I was accepted on June 10th. Like mere days before this all blew up. Like I was on cloud nine at that point, right? Because I just had a Nintendo Direct. I just had this acceptance thing. I was like, some of my kids were moving on to a different program the next day. Then I had a half day of work like that Friday. It was a great week. It was a wonderful week. That week was wonderful. It used to be wonderful. Oh, guys, it used to be wonderful. Also, I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to sift this real quick. Actually, I do need to do a 3-minute ad break. Sorry, guys. I do have to do a 3-minute ad break. Avoid pre-rolls. I'm going to switch my camera off of eBridger because, like, while it is very responsive, it is not really catching my face in a way that I want. I'm going to switch over back to VTube Studio a bit. So I'll do a 3-minute ad break. I'll BRB. We'll come back. I'll continue with like what the issues I found, and another really kind of weird sort of drop on their end that I kind of found in hindsight. Right. So I'll BRB.
Objection! Objection!
All right. Oh, wait, hold on. I hit the wrong one. Hit the wrong one. There we go. I hit the wrong button. My bad. My bad. My bad. All right. So continuing what I was saying. So that's kind of like that's the initial timeline, right? That was me interested, wanting to, following their social media and wanting to be part of the event. So when everything started to blow up, yeah, I was very upset, right? Like, I'm gonna be honest, I was very upset. I had bought a VIP. I'd actually, like, while I am local, like, I could commute to the venue. I still got a hotel room at the hotel that they posted. There was no convention rate for the convention. There was just like, you could just hold the hotel room at that point, but there's no like discounted, convention rate like you would expect from like, other cons. But at that point I was like, you know what, it's fine. Like, if they come out with a rate, I'll just either hold it if I can't get a room at that rate, or I'll just get a room at that rate when they come out. Sure, whatever. So I had one for the full weekend. And part of the reasoning is, yeah, I could commute, but if I want to meet and actually make new friends, because I'm not VTubing to make a career out of it, the best I can hope for is to make new friends, And if I want to do that, being at the convention as long as possible, hang out, dragging them, like, hey, I know the area. Let's go here, or here to eat. Let's go here to this mall. That is very important, and I want to be on site for that. I don't want to, drive, and like however long back to my place after the con and then drive back in the morning. I'm sure my cat would love that. My partner would love that, but like, I would be very exhausted by the time Saturday rolled around. So it's just easier to be on site. I might do that for other conventions as well. It's just easier to be on site. You can just walk down in your pajamas to meet up with your friends at, 11 p.m. Why not? But like, I will be honest, I have since canceled that hotel room because a lot of the reasons I wanted to go there as an attendee have kind of dried up. As far as still volunteering, I will still do that. I've not seen any of the cosplays, people kind of shift out of that. Like, OnKey, I believe, is still planning. Jupiter's here, still planning. Square One's still planning. Like, I've not seen any of those guys cancel. I think Black Bunny is still planning. But I've not seen any of the cosplay stuff shift. Not every VTuber is left. And if there's still something to run, I will still help. But as far as like spending the money to stay there, it's really not there anymore. Like, I made a joke on social media last week where I kind of made a bingo board. Or no, it was this week. Wow, it was this week. Holy crap, it feels like last week. Bingo board of like everyone that I was excited to see or meet have all canceled. So it's like, bingo, I win, canceling my hotel room. So now, like, if I'll admit, like, getting all the news while I was doing field trip stuff, and then the next day when I was doing graduation stuff, I was very elevated. Like, I was very elevated. I was very stressed. I was burnt on this. It took up like my entire work days when I need to focus on other things. And thankfully I didn't say much in the way of dumb shit. I said one thing, and of all people, HR Chan called me out in the general forum. I was like, you know what? You're right. I apologize. I am just frustrated. And like, I kind of realized I kind of back away a bit because I was just getting way too my head about things. And like, I let myself focus on the work day, work with my kids, whatever. So then I realized after a while, like, I still want to work the convention. I still want to work if it's there. But I think it needs a year to kind of recover, to figure out its flaws, to build itself up as it should, to promote itself in the community. Because the community does not know it's around. Like, unless you've been entrenched in this, you do not know it's around. Would it be cool for people to like fly in and visit all that? Yeah. But let's be completely blunt. That breaks the entire fucking purpose of it being the first East Coast VTuber con. If your argument is, well, we just want other people to fly here. If that was the point, then fucking fly to OnKey. Like, fucking fly to TwitchCon. The reason we wanted one on the East Coast is because the local people here who can't fucking go could go to this one. So why did you not promote it in the area of the people that wanted to fucking go? What? That's the point. Is there people here that want to fucking go? Yes. Hi, Lotus. How we doing? You're learning today, right? And it's expensive by itself, not even including travel from across the country. I have friends that do go to Twitch cons, go to TwitchCon like in the EU, but they go because they're really good at cosplaying. And Gorilla was like, hey, we love your cosplay of like Horizon. Can we bring you over and tour the studios? And they're like, yes. And they did that. And it was amazing for them. But guess what? That is 1% of the people. So if you don't promote locally, if you don't advertise yourself locally, if the locals don't know you exist, just like, you know, you're going to all be like, not to make a point, you're here, you're kind of learning right now, Lotus, what I'm talking about. They're going to all be like Lotus. They're going to be like, an East Coast VTuber con? I didn't know that was around. What's going on? Don't, like, flying around the country does not work. You need to build up a local, like, energy and bring in the people. Like, we want you to bring in the people as the guests. And then we're like, oh, all these people that we never get to see or hear, awesome. And you build it in locally and then have other people fly in to, you know, partake in it. But if your advertising is not local and it's all just spread out, then at that point, you're just competing with OnKey and competing with other VTuber cons, like, to get people to spend their travel money for you. I want to say it was, I want to say Red Claw, I think, said this yesterday. I think it was Red Claw. And he can correct me if he's wrong. That because now OnKey is a no-go, he doesn't have a convention to go to. Whereas previously, he probably would have gone to, like, OnKey or, is it Oshi Push? I think it was Oshi, but that's the one that it happened in Canada recently, I believe. As an East Coast VTuber, I didn't know. Not a paid actor. There we go. Not paid actors. Disclaimers had. So like you need to, like, and it can be anything. As long as you're incorporating the local scene. Like, AB was the perfect opportunity. It was the perfect opportunity. And I'm going to be honest, it was squandered. You could have, like, you have someone here. Hi, hello, me, hello, me, who is part of staff, is part of cosplay department. I am on stage at main events several times. Fuck, last year, I didn't get to go meet Iron Mouse because at the time that Iron Mouse was doing her meet and greet, I was in main events running the current main event. And part of that was introducing the Japanese consulate for Boston. Okay. Suffering from success, but like, there are people that are entrenched in that community that will do the promotion, that will work with you. Like, hey, do you want to promote this? Or do you want to, like, sponsor this? Or like help you with your tables, or tell you about all the local cons you can attend, or small local events. Because you just need to get your name out there so people know and they will attend, right? Like, but an odd kind of bare table at EB is not it, dog. It is not it. You need to be part of the local scenes in order to be part of the bigger scenes. It's just how it is. And there are cons that work really well for that. PAX is a huge missed opportunity. Why did you not do anything for PAX? You know, Kineticon. That is, as much as I will complain about Kineticon, and I will complain about Kineticon. I have so many reasons to complain about Kineticon, but it is still a larger convention that people do still regularly go to. Fuck, I'm helping with their deathmatch. I'm not even part of staff. I'm just really good at my fucking job. And they would regularly have a bunch of conventions there that would get people who'd never heard of them before. It worked great for them. The artists there, they make bank there. Like it is really good. And I'm not to shill for Kineticon, and I hate doing so, but there's always the food trucks little convention thing that they have that same weekend. It's always the same weekend. So you never have to buy food at the con. There's always food trucks right across the bridge. It is so nice. There's a tater tot one. Wonderful. Love it. Love that thing. It's right on the water too. Very nice. Anyway, I could complain for a lot longer, and there are several, but I digress. I feel like you need to build up that energy, right? But the unfortunate part is now that there's kind of been this suffering, there's this setback. It's hitting the scene harder than it would, say, 5-10 years ago. And a lot of that is because we have lost so many conventions. My schedule used to be a convention nearly every month. You know, maybe I would have like January and December free because I don't want to work around the holidays. Especially as a teacher, I want that free time. But I used to have one nearly every month. Now I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could have 5, but personal issues. You've been doing conventions for 20 plus years. You're gonna run into personal issues with some people. Just how it is. But a lot of that is because conventions have closed. They're not feasible. Even the people that do it for fun, for nonprofit, it just is too expensive for them to run it. Like they don't do the free one held in a library. That was free for them to run, but just after lockdown, it just was not really possible anymore. Queen City, not possible anymore. There's so many small conventions that just don't happen anymore. So many lost and like no new ones to replace them. Yeah, there hasn't been anything new. I think the closest we've had like maybe 1 or 2, like the one I'm working over the summer, Retro. That one is new-ish. I think this is their 2nd year, and I'm going up there. I'm going to run some Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. Going back to my Pegasus roots. Running some Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. And just I'll enjoy that weekend. It'll be wonderful. Wonderful. But there aren't, that's the exception, not like, what we've experienced. So when a new convention comes around and it just seems to like explode, yeah, that's going to hit the local scene, that people that knew about it, harder. And because especially the VTubing community, because we have nothing here. We have nothing. The closest we have is PAX. And that was primarily for a while just me and my crew running a panel. Twitch was not, they weren't doing like separate kind of meet and greets yet. That was kind of a new thing this year. And then another VTuber kind of took on themselves to do a community meetup, which that went really well as well. I met a lot of people that I like, get to, Fine, I'll hydrate, Liz. Fine. You can force me. Destroy all my monsters on the field too. Rude. But yeah, and I apologize if I'm rambling a little bit, but like I get very passionate about like convention stuff. I'm very defensive of my participants. They spend their time, their money to be part of these events, to meet people, to like perform. And when that is taken away from them, or it's ruined, or it's like, like if someone just takes on themselves to make the event about themselves and not everyone else, like that'll get my goat. I'm very, very defensive of those people to make sure they have a good time. And I see a convention kind of failing that community, that gets me a little wild, now is it because that like they meant to? Of course not. And do they need a little ship correcting? Yes. I want them to be successful. Obviously I do. But I'm going to be harsh about it because that's how I am. Another part is it's a for-profit. There aren't any for-profits really. I named 2. Everything else is nonprofit. So people go into staffing this and applying for it and being part of it completely differently. Because it's not something that we have a lot of up here. We're very, very community focused. It's an entirely different vibe. Like, I didn't know until I went looking on the website just this week that it was for profit, that OnKey was for profit. And that, like, while that answers some things in hindsight, for a year we didn't know that. That was not an expectation on us. Why would we think it's a for profit? Everything else in community is nonprofit. Everything. I named the 2 exceptions. All right. But they're like, things like that are they're normally nonprofit. So like it didn't really click for a lot of people. Now those I kind of like I rambled a bit, but I talked about a lot of my issues, right? And a lot of it is just not a lot of local. There were some things though that stood out as I kind of went back. And like when things were starting to kind of initially kind of flare up, I kind of went through and I was like, were there warning signs? Were the things that I missed? Were the things that I should have looked up? Like, was this something that like I could have prepared better, sort of thing? Like, you know, not been like blind, like, oh boy, excited. So I went back first off in their social medias, right? And one thing I noticed first off was I think around, let me find, where's the last post by them? Yeah, no, you're actually, Liz, you're not that far off. So around, I want to say beginning of October, from like July to October, there were on Instagram and on Twitter, there were regular posts about like, hey, first confirmed guest, first confirmed sponsor. Hey, these applications are open. Here's our first cosplay guest. And intermixed with that, they would involve themselves in the community. Hell, I made an Instagram post promoting that I wanted to do cosplay, and they responded to it and kind of retweeted it. And I was like, oh, cool. So there was engagement in the community. And there was, I don't think they ever named who it was, but there was someone in like a knight's outfit. I don't think it was Knight's Cap because they were still under a different name at that point, who was making these kind of little comedy posts about like, oh, what am I doing as far as like promoting convention for doing this and that? Like, oh, how do I make posts about stuff? Oh, what about this thing? And they're like, it felt very engaging. It had kind of that small kind of feel to it, which was good. But I checked, and the last time that person seemed to make a post was beginning of October. And kind of from that point, there was sort of, I want to say, a loss in follow through. So what do I mean? This didn't click for me for a while because I tried to just watch their Instagram. I don't follow a lot of people on Instagram. I don't use Instagram very often. So therefore following their Instagram posts was a lot easier for me, right? And it got to a point where I think it was like March or April. And I was on the website and I recognized Big Nose Bug and I recognized Phoenix VT. I was like, oh, I didn't know they were going to be there as guests. That's amazing. Awesome. Wonderful. Yeah. You know, more reason. And it didn't click for a while. I just knew that up to a point, I had not realized that they were announced as guests. There is a reason for that. I actually did take notes. You joke, Liz, but I did take notes. I actually took notes Tuesday night. I think it was Tuesday night. Yeah. So while they posted a lot of things on their Instagram, when October rolled around, they actually started missing regular announcements on Instagram. And I took note of who was only announced on Twitter. I double checked the Instagram feed, like announcements and such. This is before everyone started canceling, all right? And these were all the names of people that were only announced on Twitter and not on Instagram. And before you think, well, what about like, don't look to the website for the guest updates. Do they update it? Yeah. But there's no like a new announcement of thing. And they never announced guests on their Discord. I checked. I could not find an area where they announced guests on Discord. Or on one of the original founders on OnKey. It might have been. So I'm just quickly go through like on Twitter. These are the people that were only announced on Twitter. They were not announced on Instagram. So this is the Solar Partnership, Craven Blux. I apologize. I'm fucking up their name. Alara. All their posts about AWA, Solar Gold sponsorship announcement, Mother Lomari, Phoenix, the CarrierCon sponsorship, YFU Baby, Big Nose Bug, Hulk TV. I'm fucking up some names and I do apologize. Naomi Cello, Nekomiki, Kagami Furry, Reyes Sumir. Again, I'm gonna fuck them up. AB posts, the OnKey applications. This was a thing. So I don't know if you guys realize, I didn't realize it until I was doing this research. There is an OnKey TV application. Let me see if it's still up there. OnKey TV. Yeah, because they have an OnKey TV. What's this, a special project? Yes, and there's only 2 posts about open positions for editors, writers, producers, artists. Yeah, OnKey_TV. This is the thing. It only has 41 followers. And like, it's only following 4 things. But the only announcement that this thing exists was in between pictures of Anime Boston's table and their merch. Like, that was the only post ever, was that one singular post on Twitter. Sandwiched between posts about Anime Boss. I didn't know this thing existed. How would I know? They didn't post it anywhere else that I can find. If it's somewhere else, wonderful. But that's the only place I've ever been able to find it. And then after that, the Vexpo partnership, that was only on Twitter, not on Instagram or anywhere else that I can really find. The OnKey After Dark guest panel and vendor applications. Their collab schedules, which this one was weird. So they posted, what was it? A Super Battle Golf collab scheduled for April 9th. It said in the tweet, it was, I'm pretty sure it was one of the pictures I took. Yeah, for April 9th at 7 p.m. Right? That's what the picture has there as the promotion. But the tweet was made on April 10th. I don't know if this thing ever happened. Let's see, who else? Going back to the only on Twitter. Sionesis, the V-Bimbo partnership, Gentle GF, Hamudango's VT interview, which I don't think was ever announced as if they were a guest or not, just they were doing an interview with Hamu. And then all of the recent posts lately with Socks and Oshibar and all that was all just on Twitter. And mind you, it's not like that they stopped posting on Instagram, but it's like every third guest just missed an Instagram post. So they were still talking about things like going to Anime Central, which, why were you going to Anime Central? Again, local area, what the fuck? Actually, I can't remember when was Anime Central? Anime Central. That was in May. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a local con. That's not bringing in the locals. Like, yes, that is closer to East Coast, but like that is still flying distance unless you're really, really, really going to like make the road trip. People can. People have. But like, and there's all the other announcements, all the other people announced. Those were on Instagram. You know who actually got the fucking shaft? You know who got the fucking shaft who's listed as a guest is Hero Ages. I checked everywhere on their social medias. They never announced Hero Ages. They were listed as a guest on the website. There's not a single post about him. There was not a single one when I checked on Tuesday. And again, they never did anything like announcing on the Discord, and like facts and other information kept on the Discord, like, you know, clarifications about volunteers and stuff, that should not be on the Discord. Like, that should be part of the application. I know I'm going back to a previous thing, but it still annoys me. That should be on the application. I shouldn't have to look at Discord for information, right? Sponsor them and never posted or even on website. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. Every single tweet when they were doing a live stream, it never changed. It was always no picture and just the text, OnKey first stream, chat with us on Twitch. That was every single live stream. Unless, like, I think the only exception was the, 2 of the interviews and Battle Golf. Like the Battle Golf collab. Like, everything else just like, OnKey first stream, chat with us. And I bet you there was like an automated thing. But like, going through it and seeing it so many times still kind of made me chuckle. All right, so, and like, I think it also kind of says a bit that there was not enough advertising or really pushing for something focused on VTubing, on streaming, on that whole community, when the channel itself is like, I think 145 followers last I checked. Like, that should be a key part of their promotion. And they did have big collab, like, charity events and streams with like notable names at that time. But it doesn't feel like there was enough really advertising outside of the very, very niche spaces. Like, I think I got the most news about it through like Alara or people whose like their job is to go through and find that sort of shit, you know? I don't think these guys know how to promote it all. I do. And I'm not going to say in here like I know any better. Like, again, I'm a hobbyist when it comes to this. I'm a hobby streamer. Okay, this is never going to be my career. I don't want it to be my career. If I get 5 or 6 people to watch me play a video game, that's great, wonderful, and they can talk to me, we can hang out, it'd be great. But I'm not going to stand here and say that I know like how they can approach it differently. For that, you need like a social media manager or someone in marketing or something. You need someone like that, not me. But just because I don't know how to fix it doesn't mean I can't look at it and say that it's, yeah, I can't say that it's not broken. Like, you can hear a singer and not know how to sing, but still be like, no, thank you. Like, I feel like I'm still entitled to that opinion, right? It feels like there was a lot more that needed to be done, but there was so much falling behind with it. And it is unfortunately like really sad because they had a lot of goodwill going into it. And I don't know who else might have been announced. Like, if of anyone, I kind of feel bad for Bolts because I feel like Bolts was the last announcement before like we got into like weird areas with like people leaving, them announcing Akuma, like all that weird stuff. Like, I feel like Bolts was the last like kind of neutral, like, oh, that's nice, Bolts is going to be there, wonderful. And then everything just explodes. I feel bad for Bolts. I do. But like, here's okay. I'm gonna try and bookend this because I don't want to rant about this for hours on end. Because you guys don't need me to go on for hours on end. I've said most of my piece, but I've been in the scene in the area for a long time. There's so many ways they could have reached out to the local community, to the conventions in the area, to promote themselves to the East Coast, to the New England. They're in the New England area. And that's where they need to start and expand out from. But they started outwards and tried to then pull back in. People in the area, for the most part, didn't know. I had friends that live just like a single town away that regularly like watch VTubers that had no idea this existed at all. I have people that went AB had no idea this was a thing, even though there's a table. There was so much that needed to happen, but no one was doing it. And such easy layups. Like, just be part of the community. Don't just focus on grabbing the people on Twitch. Like, you're running an in-person event. Advertise the people who are in person in the area. There's plenty of people just in the area that have a good small cons. Yes. There's so many good small cons. You don't need to spend much, if any, money sometimes just to promote yourself at events. Like, fuck, just get someone in the area to be like, hey, go to these events and drop our cards or drop our flyers. Man a table, like maybe a table at a small con is maybe like 50 to 100 bucks, maybe for the weekend. Sponsor part of a cosplay contest, sponsor a con and they'll put your picture in there. Fucking talk with people who are active in the communities and have them actively promote your event during different parts of the weekend. There's so many things locally that could be done that weren't done in the area. People in the area don't know that you exist. They don't. There are very few of us that do. But I have my finger on the pulse here. They had no idea, which is not good, especially if it's in, your first year. The 3,000 number, that is not going to happen. That was never going to happen, ever. The cons around here that get 3,000, like, I'll name like, let's say PortCon, right? PortCon, Maine. It is a well-established convention in the busiest city in Maine. And they've been around for well over 20 years. They are known at this point. They started much smaller. And that was when it was a lot more exciting to have a local con and people were like more willing to drive and travel to those cons because there were so few of them. My first con was Otakon, and I came from the fucking middle of nowhere, 14-hour drive down to Baltimore to attend Otakon in the early aughts. There were so many ways to get an easy layup and you just didn't. And it's frustrating. It is so fucking frustrating. Like, and I'm an expert, but I'm not the expert when it comes to like the admin side of things. I've been chairs of smaller cons and therefore been able to advertise those smaller cons around. And even then, it's all been groundwork. It's all been like, posts on Facebook and small posts on Twitter and talking at different cons and talking at small little gatherings and events, fucking like pajama parties and ugly sweater cosplay like events and stuff like that. And you know what? For a small little convention that's a one day in the middle of fucking New Hampshire, held in a high school, their vendor's room was maybe like half the size of AB's. And that is a lot for that size of an event. We had the high school clubs selling food, like ramen bowls and corn dogs at cheap. We had well over 200 people at a con that size. You had so many resources available to you that you did not utilize. And I'm getting that point. I'm very frustrated. There was so much you could have done. There's so many things you could still do. Kineticon's not that far away. That is a large con. There's AAC. There are other larger and small cons. There's Granite State. There's other like Comic Cons. I'm not as in depth with the Comic Con community, I'll be honest, because I prefer the anime cons and other kind of niche ones, but they're still there. There are like other conventions like, Patsu in February. There's Otakon coming. There are cons that you could promote and advertise to, but you don't. there are ways to promote yourselves that you don't. The locals don't know you exist, and those should be the first people you drag through the door. I'm frustrated because you looked like you had so much fucking promise. And you fucked it. It is not to say that there wasn't the passion, that there wasn't the drive, that you weren't excited for it. But you didn't talk to people who knew what the fuck they were doing when it came to conventions. There was such a focus on VTubing. There was such a focus on the online community, the online aspect. Hi, Evil. How you doing? There was so much focus on that. But it felt like there was no consideration on the actual convention part of your convention. And it's so frustrating. Because I want this to be good. I still want it to be good. Do I think it should happen this year? No. I don't. You're 5 months out and no one around here knows you exist. And the people that do, they're learning about this week, and that's not good. If you are planning to bring something like this locally for the East Coast, for New England area, like, let's be very specific, okay? New England, upper half, East Coast, you know, we'll stand out to like Pennsylvania's and stuff like that, right? Sure, let's call it, what it is. Then what the fuck are you doing? Don't promote at Anime Central. Don't promote at Atlanta. And don't think last minute about going to Anime Boston, which is the easiest fucking slam dunk. Don't worry about promoting online with streams. Don't worry about getting people to fly in for your event. Just worry about getting asses through the fucking door. Worry about getting the community in on it. Worry about getting locals. Hey, there's a new con. Come by and have fucking fun. Do fucking cosplay. Have some cosplay events. Have like some like anime stuff. Have some video game stuff. Have just a flurry of stuff. But we are promoting it as a VTuber convention, and here's a bunch of VTuber guests. Great. Wonderful. It's frustrating because I know you're capable of it. I know this is something that you can do. You have the ability to do so. But you're not. Fuck. I complain a lot. Online, in person, when it comes to Kineticon. And there's a lot wrong with Kineticon. I'll be honest, there's a lot fucking wrong with Kineticon. But you put aside some of those upper chairs that everyone complains about. Let's be honest. Anyone who's gone to Kineticon, you know who I'm talking about. We all complain about them. All right? Let's be completely fucking honest with ourselves. But the staff that runs it are so passionate that the community knows it. And they go every year despite how many things they fuck up. There are people who don't go for certain reasons, and I completely understand those reasons, and I agree with them in some aspects. But like, they're at the point now, they can bring in those guests, and people will fly in for those guests. We've had Amelie there. We've had the Nostalgia Critic there before he turned out to be a piece of shit. We've had Team 4-Star there. Like, that's where I got to meet, like, fucking Living Tombstone showed up one year. Like, they actually do bring in people, and people will show up for those people. Fuck, I'm going to the gym to lose weight because I want to meet Pegasus's voice actor from Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I guess when I'm on stage, that's who I fucking am. And you can bring in that people, and you have that desire. But that's part of the con. That's not the reason for the con. Don't bring in fucking, not to throw out names, and I apologize, Red and Alara and Yomi and all these other like beloved people and expect that to be the sole driver of the con, because it's not. It's not. If I'm local, yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to spend money to see those people because I'm fucking local. If I'm not local, guess what I'm going to fucking do if I want to spend that much money? Go to fucking OnKey. I want it to be good. I want them to be successful. I want it to be everything that everyone hoped. And I want the people who are volunteering. I am still listed as a volunteer and I will still work my ass off. Don't get me wrong. It is a convention in my area. And as long as people there are passionate about running it, I will be there and I'll work my ass off. Because I want it to be a success. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to hold you to the higher standard, or the standard of the bare minimum of what needs to happen. And do I think it should happen this year? No. Do I think it needs to happen after a year of pulling our heads out of our asses and figuring out what we did wrong and coming at it again, saying, hey, we fucked up. We are going to reach out to people who are more experienced in these fields. Not saying myself. I'm not saying myself. All right. I have a very specific set of skills. But like the people who locally who run conventions, or people even outwardly that have convention experience, and figure out how to approach it successfully. I've not gone off like this on stream in a while because I don't like to. But this was a lot. Like, I put in a lot of time and effort the past year, a lot of money, because I want this to be successful. And every time I got an email back saying, hey, we got your application. Hey, you want to do an interview to do volunteer work? Hey, here's a new guest. I got excited because the place this was being held, I can literally just drive there on my lunch break. Like, this was going to be local. It was going to be a new part of my convention circuit every year. And then it just had kind of like this public just shit show. I'll try and end with this, okay? I've been at this for a while. I will always work my ass off for a convention that wants to be successful. I do not care if you have 50 people expected to attend. I don't care if you have 100, 1,000, 10,000, 20,000. I don't care if you put me backstage for 20 hours to, wrangle the cats known as cosplayers around to make sure that they don't like trip on their own tails, sometimes literally. I don't care if you want to put me on stage for 3 hours to make sure that everyone who's like introduced is, has a good time. I don't care if you want to put me up front, check people in to make sure that they have a good time, as long as people are having a good time. I spend so much of my free time working conventions because I love helping those conventions. I love putting on a good show. I said it earlier kind of as a joke, but it's serious. I'm helping run one of the main events at Kineticon, and I'm not part of staff because my friend is helping run that, and they know I have the experience, and they asked if I could help, and I said, yeah, I got you. I will work my ass off for no return because I want to make sure it's successful. And then come around August, I'll work other conventions. And I'll try to make sure they're successful, make sure those people have fun, because it means a lot to me. And I would love to have OnKey be part of my rotation. But you need to shove everything off your table and just start the organization all over again. You need to figure your shit out. You need to contact the people who know their shit and you need to let the locals in on it. You cannot ignore the locals. They will be the life or death of the con in the end. You are not yet established as a solid convention. You're not going to get 500 people flying in from across the country for this yet. You can't ignore the local community. Oh, I got a little loud. Might have gotten a little loud. Might have yelled a bit. Hi. I'm not apologizing. But it's a passionate topic for me, and I felt if I didn't speak about it, then it was going to linger in my brain for too long. It was just going to live there, and I was going to scream and yell. And it's not like I'm not a big creator, you know. All my talent is in like my teaching and my hosting, and I've had this discussion before. Hosting events is entirely different than promoting yourself, which is what VTubing is. You know, I like to think of hosting as the best explanation I ever came up with is bacon. Hosting is like bacon. Because you yourself are wonderful, delightful. No one says no to you. People will say that they like bacon, but you yourself are not the meal. You are there to make the meal better. The host is the bacon. They're there to make the participants, the cheeseburgers and the pizzas and all that. You're there to make them better. Right? And then you serve it to the audience. You are a conduit. You're there to make sure everyone has a great time and everyone has a good understanding and to make everyone just brighter through what you already know that they have in them. And that's why I like hosting. And I'll be a little full of myself here. I feel I'm really good at hosting. Self-promoting, not as much. But hosting, yes. All right, let me go to chat for a second. Fortunately, I had a similar first year experience as upper staff. It's like every so often people have to be reminded that running a convention isn't a big money-making process. Well, it can't be a big money-making process. Like I said earlier, there's only really 2 for-profit cons, like 2, maybe 3 in like New England area. And they're basically Comic-Cons and PAX, right? So you should not be running these to make a profit, in my opinion. These aren't trying to host, judge contest, and run the contest at the same time. I mean, you say that. I do that with the in-character contest at AB, but that's only because when I'm hosting it, it allows me to on stage keep it moving at a pace. I had a full talk with my lead because they don't like coordinators also hosting, because again, it is not something to do. If you ever watched Cosplay Chess at AB, you very rarely see me. You should only see me if I'm on stage to fix a fuck up. You should not see me on stage because it's not my place to be on stage. It's the participants' place to be on stage. There's a lot. No, and there's a lot going on. Yeah, I need to make sure that everything runs smoothly. And just ironically within character, because it's so much improv, the best place for me to do that is actually on stage. It is kind of a weird beast that way. I don't know. Let me open up to like, I don't know how many people are out there. I'm not going to turn on viewers. That's not a positive thing. Fun fact. I don't know much, but I know this. Never turn on your viewer account because it doesn't do you any positives. What's it going to do for you? Oh, I have a big count. I'm going to stay the same I am. Oh, I have a low count. I will now be depressed. I'm just going to sit here and cry. But like, I'll ask out there, like if anyone watching has any questions, and I do apologize to the YouTube audience. I've not checked the YouTube side of things. I'm so sorry. Let me try and fix this. Can I pull it up on my phone? Oh, I should be able to pull it up on my phone. Anime Vegas Masquerade Coordinator tried to do it all 3 and oh yeah, no, you don't want to do that. No, you do not. You don't want to do that. That's not good. Yeah, that's not. You don't want to be doing that. That's why you have a team. That's why you have a team. That's why you need there. That's why there's rules in place. Like, just allow people to do what they need to do during the convention. Like, everyone has to focus on something. Host should be focused on hosting. Coordinators should be focused on, like, you know, making sure the event runs smooth. That doesn't work at all. But unless anyone has questions, it could be about OnKey or mass or conventions or like the New England area or things like that. Human cloning isn't real. Yeah, no, not yet. Not yet. Otherwise, I got a little heated there, so I'm probably gonna take a minute here to kind of chill. I come back and maybe we'll relax with, like, I think it's Friday. You know, we'll play some Fall Guys. If you've never been around here, I play Fall Guys like regular on Fridays. Play ranked. I'm always max rank every year, or every season. Like if you want to know what it looks like for high value Fall Guys gameplay, yeah, stick around. But otherwise, I will probably take a 3-minute break now, kind of chill, and then, you know, we'll come back and we'll play some Fall Guys. All right. I'll see you guys here in about 3 minutes.
Objection!
All right, now I need to go back into my corner. And I need to turn off... Elgato. Elgato, what are you doing? I need Fall Guys right now. Actually, where is the Elgato? There it is. Okay. Fall Guys, what are you doing down there? Get up here. Fall Guys, get up here. What are you doing? There we go. The guys are falling. They fell. The guys fell. All right, and let's you know, because we're talking about VTubing. Let me get out. Where is she? Here, we'll get out my Kizuna Eye. Here we go. Kizuna Eye. Hey, oh, Kiger, you missed like a full like 2 minutes of ranting. You missed my whole rant. Like the TLDR, am East Coast, con supposed to happen, it blow up. I have opinion because I work so many conventions. How are you? How are you enjoying Jason? Ashton, I appreciate that you waited till I was done all my ranting to start hitting my buttons. I appreciate that. Also, 2 hours not a minute. Thank you, hon. Also, Tiger, meet Ashen. Ashen is my IRL friend who is Wolf, who plays DBD. Ashen, this is Kiger. They are VTuber who is Wolf that plays DBD. Hawk. Not that rude. Like him off the spear throw, took a bit to get used to. Once I got it, it feels heckin' amazing. Get hit. Oh, it feels so good to get hit with Jason. Yeah, right. FYI, if you're not sure, I'm talking about Dead by Daylight. They added Jason to it. He's super fun. Yeah, and Kiger is someone I met in a game, and they were super cool about the game. So, it's DBD is oddly one of those games where I kind of meet people in that and Fall Guys. It's been super chill. Let me see, what are the quests today? Because I still have to finish the Fame Pass. Any level 60 seconds or less in solos and in Creator Spotlight. So I only really do 1 or 2 for Spotlight. Solos, maybe 1 round of solos, and then run so many meters. So how about we'll get these 2 done first. We don't have to worry about our ranked because we are currently at, let's see, here's control. Yeah. We're currently at max rank again, which this makes season 8. So once season 8's done and I get the emote wheel, I can actually fill up my entire emote wheel with just superstar emotes, which I don't like to flex often. I will. Actually, let me double check. Is it solo classic for the quest or solo chill? Come on, scroll. Scroll. Solo classic. Okay. And for those who've never been here before, don't know the Fall Guys, I play a lot of it. I've beaten you at Fall Guys, even if you never played Fall Guys. For those of you who are part of Alara's tournament year or 2 ago, you should know me. you know me. WolfTuber's going to take over DBD. I mean, you know, if anyone's going to, it's probably going to be the WolfTubers. The furries have invaded DBD. And people still have questions or thoughts when it comes to like OnKey or my convention history or experience, please feel free to ask them. I'm at this point I'm playing some ooh, everyone's got some of the gay skins on. I'm playing some Fall Guys, just kind of like calm my brain, like just destroying scrubs at Fall Guys is sort of like my calming mode. Yum. Yum. I remember reaching a werewolf killer for so long. I mean, unfortunately, you're gonna get people who are like, "Oh, we have a wolf killer, though. It's just Dracula." Like, yeah, not really. You think they'd have done it by now? Like, come on, yeah, you think. You would think, but no. No. I don't even know who I'd want as like a future character in DVD. I know one of the more prevalent rumors has been around Death Note as far as like collaboration skins, which that would be funny. Like I'd be down for it too. Dracula doesn't count even though I play exclusively wolf form. Come on, it's Dracula. You should be fine. Bonk. Gotta get bonked. Alright. Only thing I need to be careful here is grabbing. The most dangerous part about Fall Guys is other beans. So I'll take non-optimal routes if it can avoid people grabbing. Alright. Alright, and we're good. We're good. We got some cool names. Not too many high ranks though. Given it's just solos, not ranked. So I doubt I'm gonna see many people of a high rank in solos right now. Go up to you otherwise, Kai. Are you streaming tonight at all? And don't worry about like faux pas, like, oh, but talking about stream, like I don't fucking care. I asked you, don't worry about it. Oh, I let that bar knock me out of place. I'm gonna be out of place for this. Yep, I'm gonna be out of place for it entirely. I let myself get too close to that bar. You wouldn't think it's an obstacle. It is. You take Fridays off? You know, that's fair. I regularly stream on Fridays because it's a good way to kind of like introduce the weekend, you know. Working Monday to Friday to school. I need a way to introduce the weekend to be like, I don't have to worry about students right now. I can just relax. Normally, I'll start around 7, but I have possibly upwards of 7 hours of driving to do tomorrow, like starting early in the morning, so I wanted to do a lot of the stream stuff earlier than normal. Right, we have a final round, so we'll play some final round music. We play the hype music for final rounds. It'll make sense soon. Don't worry. All right, at this point, I just have to watch out for grabbers. We can time this out. I don't trust if a bean gets too close to me. Both agree, violence breeds violence in the end. I'm hoping those are emotes that they wish to be friends. Because if they're good at this, then we can time it out and it'll be fine. Oh, no, no, no. They fucked up. Oh well. Our crown. It's fine. Hope the drive is easy. Yeah, I do too, obviously. Oh, we're close enough for the double fame. Yeah, it's within 2 weeks. I didn't think of that. Where am I on my fame pass? We're at 64. Okay, we're almost there. We need to get to 70. Next one. Meters. Oh, we have to do creator spotlight as well. Okay. I have to do 3 emotes. Oh, I should have done that. All right. We'll do 3 emotes in creator real quick. As long as we get the creator spotlight one, we'll actually go back to solos just because it's nice. It's chill. Could always do just knockout as well. Knockout would be fine too. Spin, spin. You see me spin like this at the beginning? That's me waiting for my bean to be controllable so I can make sure that like it is connected to my PlayStation controller. Oh! I didn't even think about the fact that it was a fan. Okay, it's not a strong fan. It's just a make sure you don't fuck up fan. Hey. Oh, it's where I get out. Oh, I have to go the furthest and then go out in that zone. Okay, I see how this is now. I wasn't sure the goal was. So if I go out here, I'll get 7 points. Yep. No? Looks like 5 again. So if I jump out here, okay, that's probably the easiest thing to do. Waiting for controller input, yeah. Playing Fall Guys on a controller keypad. Wow, keypad. Keyboard and mouse is a no from me, dog. Oh, I forgot to do emotes. I have to go out again because that took longer than 60 seconds as well. Bum ba dum bum. Bum ba dum bum bum. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Pew! Oh! I have to remember to do emotes. Oh, this is a final round. Oh. Did not click that that was a thing. Hey, no, it still counts. Oh. Cool. That's kind of a, that is a cool approach. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Alright, I think I got the XP for that quest. No, I have not yet, no. It was a different one entirely, I think. I don't think I got the creator stage yet. And you'll in 60 seconds or less in creator. Okay. I've not actually done that yet. Quests are the quickest way to get fame in Fall Guys. You can grind out fame by doing, you know, solos and stuff, and that is viable, but the best way to do it is like log in, check for like 2 or 3 that you can quickly do, get them done, and boom, you're good. It's the fastest way. I think that. The cat is sated. Oh, hey, no attack in my hand right now. No, no spicy. Cat trying to get spicy. No spicy. No, no, no spicy. He's generally a good boy. Except lately trying to wake me up every fucking morning at 5. So, yeah, minus 2 points. The cat. Oh. I mean, planned. Planned. Okay, now we did it. All right, we can actually get out of creative spotlight now. Anything about me? He's like, I need to groom, Dad. Leave me alone. Okay. You insist. Right now, running. Yeah, we're not going to worry about the explore one. So like running so many meters. So that means best thing to do would probably, let's jump into knockout then. Let's jump into knockout, get the running meters one out of the way. Well, I don't see wall guys often at all. This used to be like so heavily griefable. Anyone who played Fall Guys when it first dropped This was easily griefable. This was a season 2 map, and people just pull away the platforms and prevent people from finishing because there's only like 2 platforms that would allow you to reach the highest ledge on the last wall. If you see those gears now on the side, now after a matter of time, the walls will actually start to lower after a while to kind of prevent that from happening. Oh, he got a really good bounce out of there. That was actually really cool. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep playing Fall Guys for a bit, kind of let myself chill out, probably until I want to say close to 7. But then I do need to make dinner and get ready for tomorrow. I'll probably take the beginning of the stream and just kind of edit it down to just when I start really talking about the OnKey stuff. And cutting out like a little ad break and stuff. And just kind of upload that. Maybe make some highlights of it. Just, I'm not sure what to highlight. Like, I got heat at the end, so maybe a highlight out of that. I don't know. Unless anyone feels so driven to make clips out of it. Oh, shit on the microphone. Gotta clean that later. Do 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 do. Hoppity hop, hippity hop, slidey slide, zoop. Woo woo, bonky donk. I love this stage so much. I love this stage. It's one of my favorite. Season 4 was probably like peak Fall Guys season. Oh, so good. No, actually, no, it was second best season. First was Super Season 1 when they had the sports arena vibe and they had just made it free to play. Oh, that summer was fantastic. That was also when I made my my little hit list video of like how many VTubers can I beat this summer, and that was quite a list. Actually, when I think about it, how can I say I've beaten all my Oshis at Fall Guys at this point? Almost. Because I would probably put Aki in that list too, and I don't think I've ever seen Aki play Fall Guys. I want to say everyone else, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty sure at least. No, oh yeah, no. I've not beaten Sayu at Fall Guys. I could though. It would be a good match, because there was, I think they still do, but they really got into achievement hunting, and like platinum, like getting platinums on games, and one of the first ones they did do was Fall Guys. They got a platinum of Fall Guys, which, like, in order to get a platinum of Fall Guys, you need an achievement called Infallible, and Infallible means that you win 5 crowns in a row. Sir? The fuck? Okay, cool. That is sort of pointless. Nope, go after him. He's being aggressive and grabby. We don't like aggressive grabby beans. Oh. Yeah, if you can't tell, the goal is to get so many eggs in the little end at the air, like over there. And really, you don't need to carry the egg, you just have to be the last one to touch it. Oh, boo. That's bad, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. There we go. Very, very slow stage, unfortunately, but I know that Bean already progressed, unfortunately. There's no reason to be outwardly aggressive, especially at the beginning of a match. But no, oh, but you're so, you just should have tossed it. Just toss it. Just toss it. Toss it. Jump and toss it. Aw, buddy. They could have had that. So see Flack down there? They're on our shit list. So as long, if we can't win whatever the final is, we don't want them to win. Which, depending on the stage, is sometimes doable. Ooh, this is one that's doable. Depending on the situation, I could fuck them over in particular. Which is sometimes more fun than winning. We need a hype song for a final, though. Damn, Slayer. Oh. Oh, I bounced right off their head. Bouncy, bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy. Boingy, boingy. Oh, they got me. They got me. That was good. That was real good. That was well played on their part. Don't you dare tell me he won. He's not allowed to. Okay, good. There's justice in the world. No, still haven't finished the quest, so we gotta keep going. We gotta go back. We have to go back. And I have to drink more. Ooh, early. This is early. This is early, Fall Guys. This is good Fall Guys, though. Simple design, simple to max. Here, I can even explain it as we go. I'll give you guys a little... Oh, there's no initial? There's just a hammer. But... I would say normally there's some little bars here. Kind of wipe you out. You can shortcut by letting yourself get hit with the bars. Usually you want to jump right as they hit you to get, like, further. Like, basically fly farther. Hammer easy to avoid. You want to hoppity hoppity. You want to make sure you don't get hit with that fan blade because it will bounce you back. And then these fan blades are safe spots right in between them here where they will never reach. This fan will ruin your entire career, so avoid it at all costs. You can shortcut through those, but if you want, like, secure, like if you're in a position, like you're already in the pack like I am, like, all you have to do is qualify. You don't have to come in first. Did I get DC'd for a hot second? I see my chat being like, hey, welcome to chat. Like, I get DC'd for a hot second? You know, I might have gotten DC because I am, like, multi-streaming. You still good? Assume it's still good. Yeah, shows me is live. Good. Okay, so yeah, I am still alive. Good to know. Good to know. I'm still living, guys. I'm living and the cat is asleep. Always good. Yeah, see, always good news. Always good news. Both the living and the cat. Both. Ooh. Kyle Ren PTV. I want to know if they're alive. I like to find people who are alive and just, you know, good luck, have fun. Because here's the thing. Even if Fall Guys is competitive, I want everyone to win a crown. Because most you can. Oh, hi, Popcat. How you doing? Is Naya still going? Love that bean. And we wait. But yeah, like my whole mentality when it comes to Fall Guys is I want to teach people how to get better Fall Guys. Because the more people that know how to, like, you know, more people that are better Fall Guys that know how to win crowns, the more people will win crowns and do better. And that builds up their confidence. And when you're confident, you enjoy a game and you're winning occasionally, you're more apt to play the game. And therefore the game that I enjoy will be around for longer. And when I say around for longer, I do not mean in whatever form Fortnite has, because the Fortnite version of Fall Guys is Temu if Temu went through a grinder. It is horrid. I hate it. He's filming. She had to do TDAC reaction as Adam. Oh, got it. Okay, fair enough. Sir, don't do that. Just wait for the fan to be done. Sir, just wait for the fan to be done. Oh, I don't know why I turned into Seinfeld there. Oh, Kramer. Okay. Sir, you should know better. You have a good skin. You should know better. Given your name is gold means you finished the Pain Pass. It also could mean that you bought the Pain Pass with how you're playing. No offense. Well, Fall Guys, it's been a minute since I played, but I got a crown once and it was great. Here's the thing, Pop. Here's the thing. So much of the game is just learning enough to qualify. Getting to the finals is the most important thing for you to do. Because you cannot win a crown if you don't get to finals. If you consistently get to the finals, that is, you know, like 100% chance every game to try and win a crown. And all you need to do to reach finals is qualify. You don't have to come in first. You just need to not come in below last. And for that, I always tell people just to find safe, consistent strats to qualify. It is very rare that I do not. It happens. Obviously, it does. Ow. Like, this is a point, I hate point levels because there's so much RNG invested in them. But the best thing you can do for point levels is not look any single point poorly. Like, if there's a point that you can see that you can get it. Oh, it didn't look like they got it. Get the final slot. Yeah, which is the first and best thing you can do. Just worrying about getting to finals is your primary focus. Once you get the finals, then you can worry about how to win the final. Right? But the other thing to keep in mind too, most finals, I want to say more than half, multiple people can win those. And it really depends on the type of player you get. Some are very sweaty and only want the crown for themselves and will like grab and all that. Some, like myself, know how to time out a stage and for everyone to win a crown. You know, the best example for that is Jump Showdown. Jump Showdown, always a 5-minute time limit. And if everyone survives that 5 minutes, then everybody wins a crown. There are some stages where you cannot tie, though a lot of those are either love them or hate them. There's the basically it's kind of like Legends of the Hidden Temple, sort of like maze. I love the stage. I love it. Some people hate it. There's also the tail tag final, which is arguably the worst one, in my opinion. It is the worst final. Because it does not matter what the rest of your round was like, as long as you have the tail at the very end. I have several times just pissed off, like, you know, 99% of my time, and then I'll look at where the tail is. I'll rocket myself off the little turnstile in the center, just fall, grab it, like, with a couple frames left, and win the round. And it is such a bitch move, but that final is such a bitch final. It's so bad. It is so bad. Also at a final now, so I need to do some hype music. Yeah. All right. Biggest thing for us is to look out for two things that are either beans and the fruit. Eventually we will get fruit. Yeah, any bean that runs in your direction, be very cautious. Because once you're playing at a high level, the only thing you need to worry about are other beans. There we go, he's over there. Okay, green should fall away soon. Oh, I see them behind me. I'm gonna move. I do not trust them behind me. Okay, he's still running in a loop. Okay, so he's not focused on grabbing it yet. He's just going in a loop. We will get fruit here in a second. Oh. Yep, just keep on. Keep on. Leave me alone. Okay, I want my area. Up here. This is where I like to go. The shadowed area. Hi, Mink. My G man. Hey, I get. Where are the fruit? Where are my fruit? They should be coming out of that cannon. Where are my fruit? Give me a banana. Give me. I want a banana. Very rude. Well, Mink, you missed my hour and 30. I'll just say 90 minutes. My 90 minutes of talking about OnKey and the complete tire fire that's been the past 48 hours. And honestly, if you do not know what OnKey is, you'll be proving my point. Oh, you can go to the VOD, and I would almost like, I won't say go for it because, yeah, hi run. Because I went full on, like full rant, like yell, like I got upset. Gonna bother. Yeah, there's a point near the end of me talking about it where I got very upset. I was very mad. We'll say, well, more disappointed, I suppose. But actually, let me, here in summer break, yes, no. So first off, we took the kids to Canopy on Wednesday, which is when all the stuff about OnKey blew up. So, you know, while I'm trying to prevent my kiddo from getting into trouble, which I failed because his sippy cup ended up in the Boston Tea Party little wading pool lake area. You do a full 12 months. I do summer school, yes, but I have 2 weeks off. And then summer school, which is Monday through Thursday, and then another 2 weeks off. But because of all the snow days, I literally, and you're gonna roll your eyes, I have to go back on Monday for a half day, and then we can have our summer break. Yeah. Yep. But I am curious, before you go looking at VODs, Mink, outside of myself, because I can't remember if I ever mentioned it to you, were you aware of or ever heard of OnKey? The VTuber convention. Like, if I mentioned it to you, like, that additionally proves my point. Regular go till Tuesday and Wednesday? Gross. Ew. Have not heard. Okay, thank you. That actually further proves my point. All right, because this was a first-year con that is still supposed to be happening in Danvers, you know, our general neck of the woods, that no one in the area has heard of, and they've been advertising online for it for a year. Yeah, Danvers. That was part of what set me off. was there was little to no local advertising at all. They had a table at AB that was very last minute and not properly set up. Yes, in November. But they'd been going to conventions like AWA and Anime Central and partnering with VExpo. But there was nothing as far as local advertising for it. Like local VTubers and content creators, like, were not aware of it. Like, unless you had your ear to, like, you know, the pavement essentially of like that specific community. Hold on. This is a weird map. This is a very weird map. Should we be going to this? Is it a trash fire? So I wasn't sure where it was. It was the Amazon. The guest list of... So, okay, Mink. I'll have you rephrase that. The guest list was massive. But for a convention in the area that was like, had a bunch of guests coming in 5 minutes out, they didn't have security like contracted. Like, I was finally getting called to be part of like volunteer stuff, because this is a for-profit, right? Not a non-profit. So this is like volunteer. I wasn't picked up till this month. And I still don't know what exactly my expectations be. No, they did not hire any security. There's no security hire for all these guests. Right? Yeah, it's like you and me, like, we've been to enough conventions. Like, we work and staff enough things. We know what is the expectation there. I don't know why Trikes necessarily went through the spam filter, but okay. But that one of the more reputable VTuber groups, Socks, who's the one that has like Yomi and Alien Mixture, I believe, and Zentreya, they pulled out, which got people asking questions, and then we started getting answers, and they were not well received. And the more that came out, the more we realized that the team, while passionate, was not approaching things as they should be. Like, they wanted to do well. They really wanted this to go, like, there is the passion there, but they were not prepared at all. Yeah. So I decided I wanted to rant specifically from, like, you know, I've been doing con stuff for like over a decade, like as far as staffing and stuff. And I needed to get out my 2 cents of it because I was getting real annoyed. And why is that thing still on? If I could get rid of that program, I would. Going to the VOD so hard. Like, mind you, I had like a 90-minute rant about it off and on, talked about my history in cons and why, like, you should, you know, believe anything that I say. But like near the end is where I actually start getting really upset about it. Whee! having a full casual conversation while I ace the stage. It's almost like I'm good at this thing or something. Oh, drop my cover for my drink. Ready to go. Although looking around, I need to pick up my area, but or at least like sweep. My internet cut I missed after I was asked where. Oh, Danvers. Don't mind me. I put my soda drinks inside of a cup with a straw because it gets around my Invisalign. We can't have the soda going into the Invisalign. Good. I'll rest the straw on the back of my tongue so I can drink my soda still. Oh, a final. I need final music. There. This one. There we go. Bum, 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 bum. Also, I should be coming in a lot clearer too. Affiliates get 2K resolution now, so I'm trying 2K resolution for the first time today. Most dangerous thing here are people grabbing. We gotta be careful if any beans get close to us. Or walk towards us. Like this soft serve here. This is the most dangerous part because you're forced to jump back and forth. So it's very easily grabbable. Trans towel. Don't grab me during my song, bitch. Also, I saw that grab. Oh, nope. They're gone. Never mind. So be careful this one doesn't grab. Alright, we want to go inside the tunnel of love here. Whoa! Oh, boo. I missed that jump. That was on me. GG's. They did not grab for that. They won fair and square, so good on them. Never be mad about a Fall Guys loss, ever. Don't ever be mad. We're all just floppy beans trying to get to where we're going. Ooh, you know what I need to do? Let me pull up, because I promised Hun some Chinese food, so I need to pull up the Chinese food place on the road. There's the website. I don't care if you're closed on Mondays. I do not give up. I do not care. Heck yeah, fried rice. Also, another fun fact, once you get comfortable with your jumps and dives, turn off auto grab, because it will slow down a lot of these. Like there, yeah, I need to grab. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, I missed it. I don't like waiting for that bar, so I try to see if I could get the shortcut with this. Not my favorite stage, just because it is kind of wonky in its design. There's no good flow, but it's not bad. Just not great. Alright, hold on. I need to hand this over. I let them take my phone and order Chinese food. Within reason. Why is there $60 worth of fried rice? You don't need to know. But I do! Was it like to ace a stage and do so while chatting? Like a Friday. Like any other Friday. This is what I do. I have to drag people through stages though sometimes. Mink. I joke, I joke. You're easier than BB. Ooh, puzzle path. Trying to explain this one and doing it is tricky. It's supposed to be very straightforward. There's one path that comes out from the center that you follow the line, and wherever it ends is the portal to take. But so many people just have no idea what's going on. Let's see, so there's the star, so we want the portal all the way to the left to start. So we follow this line, bum 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 bum, we go in here. We follow this line, zoom 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 zoom. And we follow this line, zoom 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 zoom. Then we'll follow this line, zoom 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 zoom. And we win the stage. See? Easy, simple. I don't know what's so difficult about this. Diet Pepsi. If you can't tell, in fact, only 4 have qualified. Not everyone gets the concept. No. No, 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 that's the wrong one. I heard that for Naya's partner anniversary. Aw, that's cute. I need to actually get a more solid schedule and advert and all that for my anniversary. So normally my affiliate anniversary would be in May, but I got really tired of that conflicting with their anniversaries and events. So it's instead going to be beginning of August when I re-debuted. And what actually works well is that is also around the time that Xenoblade 2 is getting it switched to Variation, which has different game mode. It'll be updated graphically. There's a bunch of other new stuff apparently in it, and it is one of my favorite games and one of the first ones that I ever streamed, period. So we'll probably do that. I want to figure out something to do as far as charity again, but I'll figure that out over time. Let's see. See, I always look at this like, oh, what do I want for... I always want the same thing. I am a simple bitch that wants his simple bitch food. Get my white rice. Get my chicken broccoli. Get my chicken teriyaki. Add to cart. There we go. Congrats. Cheers to being simple bitch. That is me. I am simple bitch. Go to checkout. As soon as possible is a little too soon. It is gonna be today. Let's say 7:45. Give me some time to comfortably end stream and then drive down and grab it. Select payment method. Card at pickup. Yeah. Because again, I started stream early tonight because I needed to end earlier. Yum, yum. Boom. Zippity zoo and pop. There we go. Barely made that. And we want to get into the heavy gravity. The sooner we're on the ground, the better. Ow. Didn't time that correctly. Ooh, can I make this rotation? Can I make it? Can I make it? I think I should. Yes. Oh, no. Oh, I fucked that up. I fucked it up. Crazy. That was actually kind of funny. I've never done that before. Zoom. There we go. I just want to make sure I make the door rotation. Do. Yeah, I do appreciate though, it sounds weird. I appreciate you not knowing what's going on, Mink, because it just kind of proved a lot of my point where just, there are local VTubers who are pretty ingrained in the community. Like, we ran VTuber panels at PAX. We go to AB. We go to these conventions. I was aware because of the VTubers I followed. And they happened to be talking about it. And in reality, you should have been aware, but you weren't. And that speaks a lot to the issues. We need hype music for final. I did not even like it. Oh, just me and the gay penguin. Yeah, gay penguin! Let's go! I don't like down inside me everyone's voice. Not here watching from afar. I can go home. Something will change. I'm the one to blame. I do like that mix. I like the cover. It's very nice. It is very nice. All right. I think I've taken my breather, you know, like my chill from earlier, and we've got the, oh, we're short, a little bit. See, where am I on the Fame Pass anyway? Oh, I'm one short. Okay, and I've got like 11 days. Yeah, no, that's one quest away. No worries. This wants me to do solo chills. Nah. Here, we're gonna go back to the office. We're gonna go back to our office. All right. And let me get large for you guys again as soon as this wants to wake up. Hello again. Hello, I'm large again. Wonderful. I'll face you properly. All right, so I appreciate those who kind of came by, stuck around, those who gave like their 2 cents. Kaya especially with like their insight a bit. I will probably cut and do some edits and little uploads and stuff. I would go longer, but again, I need to get dinner. And I have an early morning as well as long drives all day tomorrow. So those, those take precedence. Because I'm seeing my best friend from across the country who I've not seen since I want to say it was 2021. I want to say 2021. Might have been 2022. Whatever. Hold on. Let me count Genshin expansions because I remember getting COVID afterwards and then playing a Genshin expansion. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, 2022. Okay, 2022. Same difference. Whatever. I've not seen them for that amount of time. So I'm going to see them tomorrow. They're on the East Coast for recovering from surgery. So I'm very excited to see them. If people have thoughts, concern, or anything convention-wise, feel free to message. I'm not going to go outside of my area of expertise. So like things like PR or HR, I don't know that. So I'm not going to speak on that. I'm only going to speak on things I know. All right. But I appreciate everyone who came by, everyone who hung out, everyone who listened, everyone who shared. And well, I doubt it. I do hope the people at OnKey do kind of hear my thoughts. I do hope they, like, if I do an upload and maybe some shorts, I hope they get the message. I hope it gets out there because I'm very passionate and I don't feel like they're doing what they need to. All right. That being said, I need to figure out who is live that I can trust you folks with. So who is currently, I'm going to avoid every watch party though. There's a bunch of watch parties for Amazing Digital Circus because that just dropped. We're going to avoid everyone who's doing a watch party of it because there's a lot of them right now. Who is live that I trust to send you guys to? Let me see. I mean, Aki's live. I want to send you so many people, but they're all watching the Asian Digital Circus right now. It's very annoying. It's very annoying. I think I'd probably send you over to Aki because Aki's just doing some Mario Kart. Yeah, so we'll send you over to Aki. We're probably going to get hit with a commercial, so sorry about that, but stick around because we're going to raid out over to Aki. They helped with the PAX panel. They're a great bean, wonderful VTuber, great personality, great energy. It's open lobbies too if you want to play Mario Kart World with them. So stick around through the break. We're going to raid into them. Send them some love. She is a fantastic person. And yep. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm going to go get Chinese food and edit stuff. Right? See you guys. Oh, bye.
Objection!